What up, nerds, and welcome to another life-sucking episode of Straight Chilling, the weekly horror movie review show where you chill and we kill, slice, dice, and chop up yet another horror movie. My name is Bob, and I'll be your host for the evening. This is episode 571, recorded on Sunday, March 15th, 2026. Tonight, we're talking about the winner of the March poll, which is Under the Skin from 2013. Before we get into it, let me introduce everyone else on the show tonight. First up, calling in from Washington, D.C., we got your boy, Randy. What's up?
I'm going to look for a guy with a round, muscular butt.
What's up, baby? You ready to look for a guy with a round, muscular butt to pull the skin off of?
Dude, there's a lot of round asses in this movie. Mostly men.
Round asses.
A guy with a round... He's got a great ass.
He's got a great dumper.
That's what they say about him.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of great dumpers, last but not least, calling in from Seoul, South Korea, we got Dump Stains himself. What's up, Soju?
Now, that's how you segue.
What up? It's your boy Soju, the bloke.
The bloke mang.
Good day, governor.
Oh, wow. That's what a Scottish accent you
Scotland.
have.
Yeah.
I know.
You sound
authentic.
You sound like you're from Scotland.
Scotland.
You're from Scotland, ain't you?
Soju, the bloke. At your service, governor.
Just losing listeners in the UK left and fucking right.
I mean,
They
it's hard to
love
lose
it.
what you don't got.
Randy. We're big in Scotland, don't you know? I'll have you
so.
know.
I know
You're
what's
from
the
Scotland.
crike.
Call in next week.
Actually,
please.
yeah, that'd be... I know we got some folks in Ireland that listen. I don't know about Scotland off the top of my head. So, yeah, if you are actually listening from Scotland, call in, let us know.
Yeah.
We'd love
Rate
to
my
hear from you.
accent on a 1 to 10 scale.
Yeah.
Tell us
Roast
about your
his
large,
ass.
round dumpers.
See, people in Scotland, they just squat all day, every day. Just great asses.
They're never skipping squat day, that's for sure.
Great asses over there. Haggis fat ass. Well, before we get into the main event, let's tackle some housekeeping there, fellas. We do have our April poll currently posted over on our Patreon website. If you guys support us at the $5 level or above, you get the chance to vote on a movie we're talking about this April. The theme for April is all about making Randy hate his fucking life. We got 3 movies that Randy hates up there for you to vote on.
Dirty bitch!
We're dirty.
You are a dirty bitch. Rob.
bitches.
Can't believe you would do this to me. How could you do this?
You're a lover.
To me?
You're a child. You're a mother.
I'm a sinner. I'm a
No,
I'll never be
Bob.
ashamed. You know?
I
Never.
will not be ashamed. Those movies are Book of Shadows, Blair Witch Deuce, The Human Centipede 1, and Psycho, the good one from 1998.
Oh, yeah, the good one. Bob, how those numbers looking?
Slight shifty, actually. These numbers, man, they're changing every week.
Ooh.
What's going on? So
Tell me.
last let me tell you. Last place.
Shut up and tell me, Bob.
let me tell you. Last place, Human Centipede with 20% of the vote. Second place, Book Shadows, Blair Witch Deuce with 35% of the vote. Now in first place, The Good Psycho from 1998 with 45% of the vote.
Damn.
Oh, thank God.
Can't wait to hear Vince Vaughn fapping his little dick on camera.
Damn. I know you can't wait. You can't.
I can't wait. I must not wait.
Damn. Well, pop that bad boy.
I mean, yeah, you can get it if you really need it that badly.
So many pretty parts, no pretty holes.
Oh, God.
Jesus.
Get those votes in before the end of the month, and we'll see what we're talking about this April. Help us ruin Randy's life this April.
I'll never recover from this.
I know.
Financially or mentally.
Financially. Just in general.
Psycho
Just a downward
1998
spiral
has
for me.
ruined me.
My life is fucking
Living
over.
under a bridge in a week.
Boiling denim.
That's what you do.
It's delicious.
It always comes back to Sunny in Philadelphia. Speaking of Patreon, we're dropping mini-casts every other Friday. Your boy Soju spoiled everybody's asses this past Friday. Friday the 13th, by the way.
Whoa.
We had 2 bonus episodes.
Oh, shut up, Ralph.
I won't. We had 2 bonus episodes drop this past Friday the 13th. The mini cast that's only available on our Patreon feed is Primate. Your boy Soju's talking about that. Also available on the main feed, free for everybody. Your boy Soju did another mini cast on The Bride.
Whoa, free content. We are accepting tips, though, if you want to send a little something my way.
Just the tips. Yeah.
Doesn't have to just be, money. Can
Wow. Yeah, you're just
We've really crossed a barrier
fuck
tonight.
the implication. Just saying it.
I mean, it could be snacks.
There's a time and a place for implications.
Juice.
You
and that
can
time
send
has passed.
snacks to my DM.
Now we're back to the implication. Send me some snacks.
Is happening again.
Yeah, check out Primate. Check out The Bride. Check it all out. See what we have to say. Really, just Soju. He's the only one talking. See what Soju has to say. What else is happening there, fellas? I do want to mention, I haven't recorded a minicast on this just yet, but the Jacksonville Film Festival was this past weekend, March 13th and 14th, and I was there both days, and I'm going to record a minicast talking about all the movies that they showed and just talking about the fest in general. I'm going to try and get that out by this Friday, so keep your eyes and ears peeled for that, dropping soon.
More bonus
right
content?
It was fun.
Done. There. That the review.
That's the review.
Fun. I will say the festival opened with a message from Matthew Lillard himself, so that was spot on there, Randy.
Oh yes, I planned that.
I know you did.
Planned in advance.
I know
as
you
always.
did, dog. I know you did. That's all I got. You guys have anything you need to plug?
I do. There is a episode of Plug It Up with our friend Caitlin that is dropping soon that I am featuring on, where we're talking about the film Together, the Allison Brie, Dave Franco joint. We had a good long chat about this movie and its many implications. To bring it right back to Sunny for us there. It was a really good convo. It should be out already, I believe, by the time this drops. I will double check that and correct it on the Slack if I'm wrong.
If it's not out, just keep waiting.
It's coming. It's just edging.
Edgelord Randy is at it again.
Always at it.
Always keep them wanting more, guys. That's the message I'm here on this planet to tell you.
He's always
That's the
at
key
it.
right there. When you're always at it,
He's
you're
always
just
at it. Just 24/7, just right there at it.
but never there.
Never there.
Just at it.
Never get to the fireworks factory until I say we get to the fireworks factory.
Never.
God damn. Anything else? Are we clean? Are we squeaky?
I'm squeaky clean, baby.
That shit is clean.
This house is clean.
All right, let's get into the main event. We're talking about Under the Skin, and we're kicking it off with the back of the box.
What's on the back of the box?
Bob, it looked like you had this box.
I do.
Ooh.
It is on Blu-ray right there. You can get
Under
it.
the box.
Under the
Whoa,
box.
Bob. Blue.
What's that weird white bar at the bottom of that design?
So I got this particular release from, wouldn't you know it, the UK. And
Whoa.
they had
That's where I'm from.
their rating system. They put it on
Put
the
another
front.
shrimp on the
That's
Barbie,
where-
am I
that's
right?
where- Jesus.
On the Barbie.
Jesus. That's what they
We
say.
know our geography around here.
Konnichiwa. Am I right, boys?
They put their rating system on the front, so this is 15 years of age or older to see this.
Okay, gotcha.
Which, honestly, considering the amount of nudity, that would not fly here in America. 15?
We're
No.
such prudes.
I know. And then it also just says a film by Jonathan Glazer. So yeah, you can get this on Blu-ray if you want. There is a release stateside, which is kind of hard to find and expensive. That's why I bought the UK release. But you can also just stream it. It is on the interwebs for you to stream if you would like to do that. But this is Under the Skin from 2013, rated R here in America, with a runtime of 1 hour and 48 minutes. Directed by Jonathan Glazer, written by Walter Campbell, Jonathan Glazer, Michelle Faber. Stars Scarlett Johansson, Jeremy McWilliams, Lindsay Taylor Mackey, a whole host of other lovely folks. Plot synopsis brought to you by IMDb is as follows. A mysterious young woman seduces lonely men in the evening hours in Scotland. However, events lead her to begin a process of self-discovery. Man, yeah, that kind of scratches the surface a little
They're
bit.
leaving a lot to the imagination there for a movie with very little to explain.
Which is good, I think. It's good, yeah. So this was the winner of the March poll, which was A24 Movies. We're classing up the joint here tonight, clearly. I'm sure you can already tell.
I refuse to allow that to happen.
We're so classy. I've got my Tux t-shirt on and everything.
Going to the prom with the boys. So, gentlemen, have you seen this movie before? And would you recommend folks at home check out Under the Skin? Randeezy, kick us off.
I believe the only time I saw any amount of this movie was when we were living together. We were roomies, and you had it on. I stopped in for maybe 5 minutes in the living room for whatever reason. So aside from that, I kind of got a feeling of the vibe because it doesn't change a whole lot throughout the course of this film. But other than that, yeah, it was pretty much a mystery to me. So first time watch for me. I'd say it's a pretty loose recommend for me. It's about the definition of a slow burn, to say the least.
Randy, all right.
I don't think it's not a firm recommend for me.
Not so firm from
Not
Mr.
so firm.
Arthouse himself. Interesting.
I'm a man of depth, Rob. You fuck.
You're an artist.
Yeah, you're fartsy. Hey, Juice, what about you?
I had never seen this movie before, and yeah, I think this is a little too artsy for me. It's becoming fartsy. It's so artsy, it's a bit fartsy, honestly.
Crossing the artsy.
Into the
fartsy.
We're in the realm of fartsy now, I think. Under the Skin is in the realm
Under the Skin is the realm you want the farts to be, but
yeah.
Randy, I said we're classy tonight. Damn it.
This is
late.
Not a strong recommend for me. I don't know who I would recommend this to specifically. I'm not saying that there's nothing of value here that people wouldn't like it, but I'm not specifically sure who. I do think it's interesting, and I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, I don't know, a little too fartsy for me. Not a strong recommend. Loose, I guess. Bob, how about you? Had you ever seen this before?
Yeah, I'd seen it once before, and remembered liking it pretty good. And then upon this rewatch, I guess I'm Mr. Farthouse tonight because I liked it even more the second time around.
Wow.
Honestly. So
and this was your pick, so
yeah. I like this movie pretty good, and I think we should, even if you guys don't love it, I think we'll have an interesting conversation about it. It is not the most accessible, though, to be fair. It's very slow, and it's very one note. The movie doesn't have a whole lot of major ups and downs, really. So take that into consideration, I guess. If you're into movies like that, then this is for you. Heavy on the atmosphere, but not heavy on the plot, I guess, or dialogue for that matter. So yeah, I like it and would recommend it generally.
I do have a live announcement here, even though this will be coming out on Wednesday, so this isn't important at all. But live, Amy Madigan just won the Oscar for supporting actress for Weapons.
Sick.
Hell yeah, dude!
Kind of a big deal, for
I'm
horror
gonna
right
watch
there.
Weapons tonight.
I'm gonna watch Uncle Buck tonight.
Okay.
John Candy's posthumous award is in the mail.
No, she's his girlfriend, John Candy's girlfriend in that movie.
Oh, I forgot that. I haven't seen that movie nearly as much as you have.
Yeah. Never forget Shanice. She should have won an Oscar for Shanice. That's what she should have.
Well, call your local congressman.
I will.
Make it right.
Well, she's getting hers now.
Yeah.
And horror's right at the top there, baby. Here we go.
It's coming back. Horror's coming back, y'all.
Horror is coming back.
If you didn't know, it's been gone for a
And
while.
who drives the horror train? Straight chillin'.
Straight-
So that means we're going straight to the top.
Choo-choo
Straight
all
to the
aboard.
top of the train? I don't...
To
this
the top of the
metaphor-
track.
I'm heading to the top of the train, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
The sleeper
All the way
car.
to the top floor
For the
of the
orgy.
train.
That sounds like a loose-ass recommendation, I guess, generally from the three of us here.
Tight asses, but loose recommend.
Loose holes. Sorry, we're
Whoa.
classy. We're classy
Hey, now.
tonight. We're
We're classy as shit. Don't you forget it.
We're just over here running our trains. Classy as shit, okay?
choo-choo. Yeah, so we are going to be spoiling the shit out of Under the Skin, and here comes your warning.
Spoiler warning.
Bob, do you have a thin plot synopsis for us ready to go?
Yeah, it's fairly light here because,
It'd
you
be
know.
like 5 sentences.
Oh, it's more than that. It's more than that.
Oh, Bob.
Hold on.
Wow.
To your
Somebody
tight
was an
asses.
expert at bullshitting his book reports in high school.
Goddamn right. All right, here we go. The plot.
Here we go.
In Glasgow, a motorcyclist retrieves an unresponsive woman on the side of the road and puts her in the back of a van where another naked woman puts on her clothes. The unresponsive woman sheds a tear. The woman buys more clothes and makeup. She drives from town to town picking up men. She gets a man to follow her into a dilapidated house where he undresses and is lured into a black abyss that consumes him.
Get your hand off my penis!
Never. At the beach, the woman tries to pick up a Czech swimmer, but he is interrupted by a couple trying to save their drowning dog. The swimmer saves the man, but he goes back into the water to save his wife, and the couple end up drowning. The now exhausted swimmer is bashed on the head with a rock by the woman, dragged into her van, and driven away. The motorcyclist retrieves the swimmer's belongings and ignores the now orphaned baby on the beach. The woman is examined by the motorcyclist, and then she continues her reign of seduction. She seduces a man with facial tumors and allows him to touch her own face. She leaves him alive after examining her own body in a mirror. The motorcyclist intercepts the man as he tries to return home and murders him, then continues following the woman. In the Scottish Highlands, the woman abandons the van in a dense fog and tries to eat some cake at a diner, but retches. On a bus, she meets an Iceman. They have dinner and watch some TV. They visit a castle where he carries her over a puddle. At his house, they begin having some sex, but she stops to examine her own genitals. The woman leaves the house and wanders the forest alone. She meets a logger who seems harmless enough. She continues into the woods and stays in a shelter she finds along the trail. She falls asleep, and when she wakes up the next morning, she finds the logger has returned and is molesting her. She runs off, and he chases into the woods, attempting to rape her. He rips at her skin, which does peel off, revealing a featureless black body. She pulls her face off and examines it. The logger, now
I'd
terrified.
like to take his face.
69, dude! Okay.
I don't remember the movie like that.
Sometimes a finger slips and it makes all new art.
I want to take his face 69, dude. Don't we all? Fucking A.
Jesus.
The locker, who is now terrified, douses the woman in gasoline and lights her on fire as the motorcyclist watches from a great distance. Roll them credits.
Woof. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. How familiar are you guys with Jonathan Glazer's work?
I don't know. Let me
Not
take a gander.
really. Yeah, this
So,
is
like-
based on a novel, right? I think
It is.
Yeah, it
I don't know
is.
much about the novel, but just Jonathan Glazer is best, or not, I don't know, best known, but like his known for section on IMDb is this movie, The Zone
Oh,
of
the
Interest,
Zone of Interest.
Earth,
Okay, yeah.
and Sexy Beast. I've only seen Zone of Interest out of those, but he
Me
also
too.
like made his way through some like very classic music videos, specifically under Radiohead. They did the Jamiroquai Virtual Insanity video,
Nice.
Street Spirit Fade Out, Karma Police,
Nick Cave.
did a Nick Cave, yeah, some like really classic music videos, which I very much enjoy. So I like this guy as a director, and like Zone of Interest, I liked a good deal, even though I had criticisms about it being kind of slow and making its point too repeatedly and not building on its point very much, which resonates a bit with this movie for me. I feel like this movie, like you said, like it doesn't have a lot of highs and lows. It's like there's very little like tonal contrast happening in this movie that makes it feel like almost like white noise at times. And even like the only times it really like starts to feel like I don't know, like an experience again is when sometimes when they go into the black void and you see something new there, or like scenes like where the guy leaves a toddler out to die, like that was heart-wrenching and stuff like that. But like so much of this movie is just like woman in van, woman find man, end of transaction. It just keeps going like that. It's I don't know. That's my like I think that in Zone of Interest, it's interesting to compare those two to me because that was kind of the point of that movie was the what is that phrase? The just the averageness, the what is the word? Like it's just like the evil is just happening around them and nobody gives a shit. You know what I mean? Like they're just very entrenched in it. It's like evil shit's happening and the complete like averageness of everything that happens throughout the movie is what makes that point home, takes that point home. This doesn't feel like it has that. It just feels slow like that.
Yeah, it just also too, it just gives you enough to be like intriguing. And I just feel like by the end, I didn't feel satisfied. There wasn't anything that made me feel like that was really worth it. Throughout the whole movie, I was definitely like interested. I could stick with it. It's not necessarily the slowness that bothered me. It's just that like it didn't really kind of matter, I guess, in the end to me. Like nothing about the ending or any aspect that we saw earlier in the film really made me go like, oh yeah, that's matters a lot. I just like, okay. It's just
the banality of evil is the term I was looking for, which is like a common term that's thrown around. But like, you're right. Like, it doesn't feel like it lands anywhere that adds to the point it's already made. It does make some sort of point that is made in 100 other films about like the nature of individuality and humanity versus other unknowable others, I guess. Like something from another world trying to experience a fish out of water stuff, you know what I mean? But not funny at all. But trying to acclimate and become part of a society that they're not able to fully comprehend and not quite making a mess of it because they don't understand their fish out of water. Like that's fine and good, but it feels like such a plodding trip to get there, and it feels like so many other movies have done this better. Ex Machina did it incredibly, like for example.
No. Bob, why do you like this movie?
Well,
defend yourself.
What's good about it?
Offer a bit of a counterpoint, I guess. There's a lot of things I enjoy about it, but like I guess to speak on just like the general plot of this movie a little more, I think it's an interesting viewpoint. So like we've got this alien creature coming to Earth that is essentially like this feels like a classier version of Life Force in a way to me, where she's basically trying to trap these people and suck the life force out of them. Like we actually see one of these guys, like he's like coming apart, like his skin is lifting off, and then he just like crumbles like a wet paper bag almost. And when he's in the
tighter
abyss.
than dick skin.
Tighter than dick skin. So I like this the vantage point we have of this alien who seemingly has never been to Earth before, and it also seems like she's part of an endless cycle because like there's another woman at the beginning, and she takes the clothes off her, and then when she dies at the end, like the cyclist is watching, and I assume another woman will come. So it makes you like I'm extrapolating a lot upon this here, where I think there's many aliens all over planet Earth harvesting life forces as like maybe a food source or whatever to keep them going. But like an alien figure on Earth, like observing humans for the first time while also trying to kill them, essentially. And like by the end of the movie, I think the major arc is like her watching humanity and examining herself and living in a human form and like trying to understand how it operates. The longer she's in that body, the more human she does become. And all the while she's coming in contact with not exclusively horrible people. She does meet some really nice people, but also a lot of really heinous people. She kind of covers the gamut of humanity. And then it's unfortunate that at the end of her life, she gets hit with this like absolute huge piece of shit dude. So like, I don't know, that sort of, that arc where like she's becoming more human and more empathetic, and then, humans just always have been and always will be terrified of whatever is not exactly like them. So as soon as he sees that she is something else, his first instinct is to, well, I don't want to rape her anymore. I'm just going to set her on fire. And it's just like, how fucking cruel can humans be? So I like that arc of the movie, I guess.
I mean, cruel. I mean, yeah, I mean, he's cruel because he's like trying to rape somebody. But I mean, but I don't know. As you were talking, I was thinking about like, but the problem with that is for me is she's becoming, or seems more curious, or she doesn't want to maybe do this job. Like she's almost like bait, right, for the motorcyclist or whoever the motorcyclist serves. So she's bait. But the thing about becoming more human is she only interacts with men. And she is taking the role of a woman. And so I feel like at some point we should have had her. It would have been more interesting or something to see her watching another woman or interact with another woman or something, because she only interacts with men.
She does briefly get intercepted by... I think it's like a bachelorette party or something, and they go clubbing, and she fucking bails as soon as she can.
Yeah,
that's no depth.
No,
really.
it's not.
I agree with that, but also there is a scene where the way that she's been like cutting from man to man as she is clearly hunting them. Like we come to find out, like we get a lot of that, like just showing, oh, here's a guy. He's alone? Is this my quarry? Oh, here's another guy. And they just cut to different guys until she finds somebody and drags them in. But they do that same treatment with women at one point. And I thought that they were going to start targeting women at that point. Just like as some sort of development, but of course no development actually happens. That scene just kind of ends. Like, so she is observing women, though, is the point of me bringing that up. Like, at least at that point, I don't know to what end. And here's the thing: is like, Bob, your interpretation that like the woman from before that she got the clothes off of was another one of her, like another one of their species or whatever.
Yeah.
Honestly, I did not get that. I thought this was just somebody that was like, in a horrible accident or something, or like whatever, like died on the side of the road, some transient person that they could easily like remove the clothes of and inhabit the the
I don't know
of.
that for sure. I am like kind of extrapolating, but that's
I was with Bob.
And you could be very right. I just didn't really get it. I didn't get that.
I was with Bob. I mean, it's hard to say at the beginning of that what it is, but I was with Bob because of the way it ends.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it essentially feels like a suit. Like, I don't know. They just feel like bait. They really just feel like these almost kind of like replaceable things. Which
That's
I mean, there are social ties to that. I mean, it's almost like a pimp and and some sex workers. And when one falls, you just replace them with another one, and that's what they serve or whatever. So, I mean, I get it. I get that, but I don't really know. I mean, I guess if you're trying to connect the humanity of like what a sex worker goes through the idea of like an alien who doesn't understand humanity, then I don't know. It just doesn't feel, but nothing feels very pointed to me. I don't know. It's almost too basic or I
don't know. Like to me, those two ideas seem a little bit in conflict with each other a little bit, because like a sex worker is somebody like who has made a decision to go out and use their wiles or use their body or whatever in order to make whatever living they can.
Not necessarily. Not if they're trafficked.
No, that's true. That's fair. But they're like, well, actually, that's a good point because that does make them a fish out of water. That's where the dissonance was for me. It's like, yeah, but these are people that usually like they've made some sort of decision or a series of decisions that have led to this, and that means they've existed within the world and are not like baffled by people being nice or cruel or any of that stuff. So it seems like dissonant in that way. But if they're literally from like another country and being trafficked, if that's the allegory, then yeah, I see that point. That's a fair point. I don't know. Like to me, sorry,
the sex worker and or like pimp prostitute angle didn't occur to me. I mean, that's an interesting way to look at it. I was looking at it more like a food chain kind of thing. Aliens come here and like men aren't afraid of women, generally speaking. So yeah, they'll just get in a van with a strange woman. So it's like kind of an interesting role reversal where these guys are just like, yeah, I'm gonna get fucking laid. I don't have to worry about anything. And then they get their dicks imploded. You know, I don't know.
But
that's
ultimately the power. Yeah. Ultimately, their power is capped. Like as her power is capped.
She seems to be fleeing. The whole reason of her like seeming like she leaves the van is like it seems like she's fleeing this role, or like she's trying to escape this role, even like going out into the woods or whatever. But I mean, I do think that makes that connection even stronger. I mean, because a lot of times, I mean, other than like literally forcing women to do things, a lot of times we see the role of a pimp is to like, you know, if somebody gets out of hand, if a John, you know, gets out of hand, the pimp steps in and, you know,
sets him right. Yeah.
He sets him right or whatever. And you know, that's essentially what happened. This woman tries to flee. She leaves her van. She like goes out into the middle of nowhere. She leaves the city. She goes out into the woods. And what happens? Some dude tries to rape her and they catch her on fire while the pimp watches and kind of regrets that his product is gone or whatever.
Is that true? Like, maybe I missed that too. I don't know. Maybe there's a few things that I just didn't pick up on, but like I thought that they just never found her, like, and just moved on. Like
they were still looking for her.
It's another thing. I guess you could. I read into where he's like up on a cliff. I thought he had the vantage point of seeing her lit on fire. Maybe not though, because you don't.
Maybe he's
really
just still searching.
I looked for smoke. That's why I asked.
Still
searching for her. Maybe.
Searching. Yeah.
I don't think we saw him again after that, or like, and there was more than one of them, like going out looking. Like they did that scene where multiple motorcycle pimps were riding out.
I didn't see her as like fleeing the city in any way. Actually, like she has like really nice human interaction with the gentleman with the facial tumors, and like she treats him in a way that he's not normally treated, especially by I assume like beautiful women, because like to her human form is alien in already, so like she doesn't find him strange or to look different. And then when she examines herself in the mirror, she realizes that maybe he is a little different and lets him go, like treats him way better than she's treated any of the other dudes that she's met so far. And then as she's driving, she gets stuck in fog. And that's why she gets out of the van, because she literally can't see anything. And I think she, at a certain point, wants to explore humanity in almost like an anthropological kind of way. Like when she eats the cake, she doesn't have to do that. She's like trying on humanity for size in a way. And then she meets this nice guy and she's like, well, what is their relationship like? And, you know, they like go on a date basically to this castle. So like, I didn't see her as necessarily running from anything, just like becoming more interested in living a life that's potentially more human than she was.
I kind of got more of that feeling from it, that like the sex trafficking thing. I kind of like was like, yeah, okay, these guys are basically their pimps or whatever. But I did see more of that, where she's clearly she's developing human empathy. And I think the moment that starts happening is the moment she falls down on her face in the street, and she has that like long moment of recovery where like the camera gets a little weird and the audio gets strange. It's the only time that I can think of that sort of thing really happens, and it really does seem to start at that moment, because it wasn't that long after that she interacts with the gentleman with the deformed face. And so like, I don't know, I think that it's her developing a human level of empathy or whatever. But one thing, like just to step a couple steps back real quick, I also was operating up until the end where we actually see her form. And like, I was operating under the impression that this was not only an alien, but not even an organic. This was like an automaton that was working for. Well, you know what I mean? Like this is like This is like I don't know, an AI that is going out into the world to serve the function of the motorcycle pimps, whatever that function is, we never really find out.
Yeah.
So to whatever extent that changes things, that was what I was thinking the whole time, was that this is now a malfunctioning robot because it has like entered into the world and been damaged in a certain way by accident, and it's starting to notice how people treat each other and like different kinds of people, and like starting to really find whatever nugget of empathy is possible by a robot. So it's functionally kind of the same thing, I guess, but it's just a different experience for me, I guess.
But I was trying to find that movie. What's that movie where the woman, she's a witch in the woods, and there's a girl and her mom tries to save her, and she keeps her in the cave until she's 18, so she's never experienced humanity. Do y'all know what I'm talking? I loved it. It was like one of my
You Will Not Be Alone.
top movies of like 2023.
Yeah, is that it?
Yeah, You'll Not Be Alone. Yeah. That's what it kind of made me think of the whole time. But I was like, God damn, that's such a much better movie. Like, that's what I just kept thinking.
You get narration in that movie that helps
the whole time. Yeah. Well, you go through different variations of, again, kind of what I was critiquing before, where she tries to be a man, she tries to be a woman, she tries to be this older pro. Like, she goes through different areas of society to explore what society is
with no baggage.
And that's why I feel like this is very like kind of one note. I didn't take her as an android, but I don't think it really matters.
Either.
Like, I took it as like she was experiencing it for the first time and going through the process of like what her actual role is. So she took sympathy, or like at one point she did something she wasn't supposed to do. She's not supposed to let that guy go. He gets let go, and he gets got anyways by the guy in the motorcycle, but it's not through the proper process. They couldn't maybe consume it or eat it in the same kind of way. And that's why I took it as she's fleeing, because after that happens is when, once she lets that guy go, that's when she goes off the rails, or that's when she's off. That's when it seems like the guy is like hunting her in a way. So it was just that process that made me think that that's what was going on.
Yeah, they do.
It's interesting.
They do.
It can kind of be
try
either
to
or.
find her for sure. I didn't see her as like a robot of any sort either. She looks exactly like the abyss that they walk into, and the movie also starts with like this almost Genesis in the middle of space. And I was thinking, like, well, what if they're made out of dark matter, and like they can take the shape of whatever the fuck they want whenever they want, and they're just like replenishing the dark matter by like, they are the pool of nothingness. Basically, is kind of what I was reading into that.
I won't harp on it because I agree that it ultimately doesn't super matter. But to me, like, it seemed like she's not just coming in as a creature from another world with another frame of reference for how things work, but somebody that's coming into the world with no frame of reference for how anything works, and is just performing an automated function. They have like a training thing where her eye is formed. That's the intro of the movie. And if you're making somebody for this explicit purpose, then it's an unknowable alien thing, or maybe it's an automaton that they're putting. But again, I don't want to harp on it too long because it doesn't really change the soup. I don't know. Like, to me, like, it feels like I'm kind of split, because I feel like there's two interesting threads that we've identified, and they aren't necessarily super comporting with each other for me. There's a thread of thinking of this from a human perspective of an allegory for sex work, or for walking through life as a woman, coming into the world and eventually like being a magnet for dudes, whether you want to or not, and maybe becoming somebody who is willing to take advantage of that until the time comes where that power runs out and you reach the wrong dude who's going to be violent towards you. Like, that's maybe something that's being touched on here. One of those things, like that human perspective, but then like the superhuman perspective being like something from another, from an unknowable frame of reference, is coming into humanity with no pre-existing baggage about it, and is discovering the value of it, but not quickly enough to ingratiate themselves into it before it destroys them. So like, those are two interesting things that I think you can identify this movie being about, but I don't know that they fit together cleanly.
Yeah.
Does that resonate with you guys at all? I don't know. To me, it feels like because it leads to that dissonance of like, okay, so is she escaping or is she just wandering? Is she malfunctioning or is she exploring?
But I mean, I guess I would ask the question. Okay, if let's take the question of, is she wandering versus she escaping? Mm-hmm. Does it really change the emotional impact of the end?
No, not really.
Not really to me.
Nil, kind of.
Well, I mean, okay, so I guess that's what I would say. It's like what ultimately happens to her is whether she's exploring out of curiosity, like, oh, I want to see what humans are doing, or whether she's like fleeing somebody, like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to hurt people. Ultimately, what happens is she comes across the cruelty of humanity and is killed for it.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I don't think it really matters. I think that's the problem.
Does, because that's what you're thinking about the whole movie. That's what the movie, like, if you're, I don't know, like, if the entire movie seems to be about that, and then she hits a brick wall, and the brick wall doesn't change one way or the other, like you say. So, and you can make a point, make some hay out of that. But to me, it just feels like, you're leading us down one of two paths and then ending in a third path we never talked about. like we're ending in the cruelty of man is what this movie is actually about, and we never really touch on that too much.
I think that's what I think it does.
It could
focus
be both.
On most of the time.
Like both things could be true. Like she realizes that she doesn't want to kill dudes anymore, drives off to the Highlands, is forced to get out of the van because of the dense fog, and then runs into a really nice dude who was willing to help. And then she, as she's trying to get away from the motorcycle dudes, realizes, oh, humanity's kind of cool. This guy's treating me well and trying to feed me and stuff. And then, it progresses from there. So, I mean, they both could be true. And ultimately, yeah, I think it is about an alien creature observing humanity and witnessing the full breadth of humanity, including the worst parts of it, leading to the end of the movie, which is pretty horrific. I want to talk about like a little bit of the look and the sound though. Like I thought the score in this was extremely effective, like really fucking eerie. It worked really well for me, and there's a lot of beautiful cinematography in this too. I thought the main thing that jumped out at me is like they do a really great job at making Earth look alien, like kind of foreign. Like they have a lot of like cool landscape shots that make it look almost like an alien
Bob's
planet.
A robot.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. But I thought they did a good job at that as well. So that all of that stuff really worked for me.
I want to go back a little bit because something Randy said, and then touch on your point, Bob, about there not being any contrast. The thing about it is, though, about like the evil, if we're talking about like the abuses of humanity, is like before that, some of the dudes are just regular dudes. Like she has to coerce them into going with her. Like some dudes are just like walking on the side of the street. Yeah. So I was even thinking about like, I mean, nobody's really like, if they had shown one dude like being really aggressive or like really pushing on or something like that, but that's not really the case. And even when you said like, oh, she meets this one dude who's willing to help her, what? He's not really that different than everybody else, other than he's disfigured, so he doesn't know this experience, but he's still coaxed just like everybody else has been coaxed. And like, I don't think he's trying to help her do anything. He's just even more resistant. Yeah, you're talking about the guy who carries her over the puddle and stuff like that.
Because he does not try to sleep with her, like at least not.
But he does.
Eventually, he does. Well, yes.
Yeah, she is down to go to Bone Town very clearly. Like. That's just so like there was
and that's the thing though, like she's always down. That's how she gets dudes to come along,
right?
So, like,
but like, she actually wanted to have, except she actually wanted to have sex with this guy, not eat him.
Yeah, she takes him to a place where they turn into a puddle, so she never feels threatened that she's actually going to be having sex with him, because I don't think she can have sex with anybody. I think that's the point. That's why she checks her genitals and the skin peels off and shit like that. So,
and she runs away at that point too. Like,
right. Yeah.
Like she's never see that guy again after that point. Out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying like every single dude she meets is nice or evil. I think there's a breadth of humanity. I mean, there's even like a group of like younger dudes in hoodies that try to break into her van when she's in it, and she drives off, and she beats all the drunk girls at the bar. Like, yeah, I mean, she has a bunch of different interactions. So it's, some of them are pleasant, some of them are not.
But like for the most part, like the people that she's interacting with most are people that she is hunting up until the point where she gains some sympathy for this dude who is clearly just like very lonely and operating under shadow or whatever, and she sort of recognizes that. And then she meets this guy who does not. I can't remember how they actually meet. The guy that she eventually tries to sleep with, like for real,
on the bus.
Like they wait for the bus together or whatever, and he helps her with some guy that's trying to like harass her or something.
No, she's just sitting on the bus, freezing cold and alone. I can't. And he's like, "Hey, do you need help?" And she eventually says yes. So like, he gets her food, he gets her a jacket, takes her home, cooks her dinner.
I'm misremembering a lot.
Doesn't the bus driver also like warn her against him though, or something like that?
Well,
he's like,
the bus driver wants to like, I think, quote, help her, and then when the other dude was like, "Do you actually need help?" The bus driver's like, "Hey, fuck off, buddy. You leave," like trying to lay claim almost.
She's mine, sort of thing. Yeah, kinda, I'm remembering this on I don't know. I don't think that I don't know. To me, some of this stuff feels like it doesn't fully like match. Some of the allegorical stuff doesn't fully comport with the on-screen stuff, like the in-world stuff that is happening in my brain. But ultimately, I think the problem for me is just that it does not feel like it's worthy of its runtime because it doesn't go to all these different highs and lows the same way. And like as far as the score goes or whatever, for me personally, like I thought it was fine, I guess, but I didn't it didn't stand out to me as like a bonus or a minus either.
Oh, wow.
So
it really stood out to me. I thought it was.
It's like stood out to me, but it wasn't enough. I mean, it builds the atmosphere. Like it's got to be building to something, though. Like it sets the atmosphere and it gives me intrigue for things. But when those things like don't pay off, well, then the atmosphere and everything that it was building before doesn't have much impact on me either, because it all feels wasted to me. I think that's the problem. Is I'm all just like, damn, like it's a cool idea and there were some cool things leading up to it, but like the end just kind of like the last 30 minutes just.
I think
didn't sell it for me, man.
It's a satisfying enough ending for me. It doesn't knock my socks off either, to be honest. Like I do like it, but I think what I like most about this movie is just contemplating it, like the inner workings of it. Like as a viewing experience, it is enjoyable, but like not absolutely amazing. But I think it's really interesting just to ponder exactly what's going on and talk about it. But yeah, it is. It's very open ended, so like you can kind of make of it what you will, or if you think it's long and boring and don't want to think about it at all, then you're probably not going to have the best time,
I guess that's the hurdle I have to jump to get to enjoyment, because to me, like up until we had this conversation, I was definitely a lot like in general, like more sour towards it, because I wasn't like, some of these dots weren't connecting for me. And like for example, like the woman at the beginning or whatever, if I had known that she was another one of them, like if I had considered that, which I just never crossed my mind, and they had sold that home by having her like shed her own tear at the end of her own life, that would have like really connected for me. I'd be like, okay, that's what we're witnessing is a pattern of these creatures or automatons or whatever going out into the world and performing a function, eventually breaking down, and then being replaced. But the way they're breaking down is by becoming more human and worthy and sympathetic and all those things that we value as humans. So I think that is something that if I had recognized in the moment, I probably would have been more ingratiated to the movie at the end, or the ending anyway. But I just didn't really grasp that. And it just felt like mostly what I was thinking by the time it got to that scene is just like, man, fuck, we're going to end this with like a rapist murdering her to death. What a thud. Like this, like all this like plotting around, and this is how it ends. Like it felt as just a story to experience, not very fulfilling, and I wasn't really getting the subtext, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, I could even understand if it was about like the abuses of man, like the motorcycle man is using her, all the men she interacts with is using her. And then there's maybe this one decent guy, it seems like, who's on the bus and he's like, it shows not everybody's a piece of shit. But again, like I said, like a majority of the people that she interacts with are just walking home or going out through their day. They're just regular dudes for the most part.
But she's top of the
They're
food
not
chain.
predators.
She's not thinking about her food until a certain point. It's like, we'll eat chicken until we go to the slaughterhouse, and then we're like, oh, Jesus Christ, maybe not.
So she examines an ant at the beginning the same level she...
Yeah.
Sorry, Juice.
Yeah.
Well, it just almost makes it seem like if you follow the idea of like, oh yeah, these men are getting, they're abusing women and they're getting their just reward, and then as soon as she softens on somebody, she comes across someone who's even worse, and because she doesn't have her secret house or she doesn't have her black goo, then she gets God or whatever. I don't think that either, because that's not how it's set up. So it kind of leaves me saying like, well, then what is the point? Like, why?
I guess the point, I mean, and this is maybe a failing of us all being three men, but like, it's like I said, I think there's an argument to be made of it being about walking through the world as a woman who is generally seen as a target, but using your wiles to target people up until the point where it breaks you, or some bigger shark comes along and breaks you. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think there's something maybe to that, but I don't know enough about that experience to speak on it.
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting thought, honestly. Just like the idea of, I mean, we're looking at this alien as like a truly alien life form walking through the earth, but you could, it's a man's world, baby. So I mean, just the experience of walking through
she's walking through
man's world
as a woman.
Yeah, exactly.
And she's using that womanly like exterior to achieve things that like a person could, like in that skin,
to feed herself, to do
the way society treats her and the way that they react to her is how she gets her quarry, and then eventually her breaking out of that and trying to like be kinder to somebody who's kind back or whatever, or developing a sense of connection with somebody for real. It leads her down a path towards destruction. So like you could point to that. I don't, but to Juice's point, I'm not sure where that leaves us exactly.
I think I know what this movie's trying to say. I think I know.
Here it comes.
It's trying to say it's
Juice
hard
bullshit to bring us home.
It's hard to be a man.
There it is.
It's a dangerous world out there. It's easy to get taken advantage of.
I mean, boys,
decent man.
Would you get in that van? Would you be
seems
stuck
very
in the
nice.
abyss? She
I don't know. There are several people who are just like, no, just trying to get home.
there's a lot of
like,
people.
I'm not getting in a van.
A majority of people say like no, or they say like,
I'm not that attractive. I know I'm charming and good looking, but not for just somebody to
not
pick
Scarlett
me up in their
Johansson.
van.
Get in my van attractive.
Yeah, I need you to get in my van.
But like, what is the like? I guess what is
like?
What,
Okay,
the thing
I
is
know
like as a man, there's less fear, I think, or less dubiousness about what that could mean, and they're more willing to roll the dice, I guess.
Yeah,
because
I'm a dude. What could happen to me?
The skin that she wears and the way that she appears to them.
Yeah.
Like if she is wearing any like if she looked like Robin Williams, nobody's getting in that fucking van.
I'd get it if Robin Williams pulled up and was like, "Get in quick!" I'd be like, "Yes,
okay, well,
sir."
I meant Robin Williams, but not the celebrity, just like a dude, a random dude.
I think
a hairy, short man.
If I was a younger dude, my ass would get
I'll give you a ride to where you want to go. Where you want to go?
If I was a young soccer hooligan in Scotland, I'd get in that van for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And even that one guy, like, man, you feel bad for him, and like it's a weird interaction. I don't know, man. It's just I don't know what it all kind of. It's too fartsy for me, man. Too
fartsy.
Just living in
this
the fart
movie
house.
stinks of farts. Justin's
Just
review.
huffing them, baby.
4 farts out.
I will say I'll give a couple updates. Back to back, Frankenstein won Best Costume and Best Makeup and Hair Design or something like that.
Okay.
So horror.
I'd like to see who it went up against, but yeah, that's great.
Racking it up. It was
Nice.
again. Hamnet was one of them. That's
that.
blue. The thing with the blue guys. The Disney
Avatar,
guys.
the thing with the blue.
The Blue Man Group won an Oscar.
The Smurfs. The Smurfs back in action. Yes.
Marty Supreme was for costume design. Sinners was for costume design and makeup because they were showing the. So either way though, horror's doing
Is
pretty well
horror
so far.
back? Is it back?
The train is back.
In the
The
station.
Oscars have been doing this thing recently where it's like horror year, everything else year, horror year, everything else year.
K-pop Demon Hunters won Best Animated Film. Boys,
Nice.
Demons.
That was a film. I thought
That's
that was a
horror.
series. I genuinely don't know.
No, it's a movie. It's a movie.
Okay. Well,
Nice.
nifty.
There you go.
Nifty keen.
Speaking of
That's
movies,
one for Korea. Whoa.
Score one for the Koreans.
Juice, you're a native. Any other major points you guys want to make about Under the Skin before we rate this thing?
I think I'm
Not
good.
for me.
Okay, well, let's go and do it out of 5. Ran Diesel, why don't you kick us off? How do you feel about Under the Skin?
I think that this is one of those happy occasions where I feel better about this film having had a discussion about it rather than just trying to internalize it and figure it out and turn it over in my own head. I think that my problems with it a lot of them still persist. I couldn't help but compare it to Zone of Interest, where like the banality is the point, and so like every non-thing that happens, every gossipy housewife or whatever that complains or whatever is making the point about evil, about the treachery of humanity. And so I think that works really well. And I just wasn't seeing that in my experience with this movie as clearly. Like I felt like a hollower version of that, or like he had developed that idea more with that movie. So like I was doing a lot of comparing and contrasting with that. All things told, though, like I think this is like a really beautifully shot movie. Bob, you said it made it like the landscape look alien. I don't really agree with that. I just think it looks beautiful. I just think like the landscape just looks gorgeous. It's very lush. This Scottish terrain and stuff. Although it is a very gray film, which doesn't add a whole lot of doesn't add a whole lot to the visual palette for me to want to hang on. You know, it's not like it's hyper stylish in that way. But the black room is kind of hyper stylish. I like that. I like the little sunken place. That bit where the dude's innards get like just fully sucked out. Yeah, that twisted me up a little bit. That was pretty fucking effective. He turned into a goddamn jellyfish. And then like the kid being left on the beach broke my fucking heart. The dog and the family just basically dying, and the guy trying to save them getting killed like dispassionately by this, what I thought at the time was just a robot. Like that was all very fucked up to me. And like, you know, all that stuff worked, but the moments in between were very long. And with the exception of some beautiful visuals, I was trying not to check out a little bit. So experientially, this movie suffered, but I think you're right that like the conversation afterwards, the thinking about it adds to that. So maybe a second watch would be a better time for me as it was for you, although it's going to be some time before I want to take that plunge.
That's fair.
All that said, I think I'm going to go with a 3.25.
3.25 from your boy Rand Diesel. Juice, how do you feel out of 5?
The thing about this though is like aesthetically and like the mood, like everything works. It's just like if there was something a little different at the end that made it feel like it was worth it for me, I could appreciate it more. I guess just at the end of it, I felt a little bit of like wasted time, or just like maybe some of the points it was trying to make I've seen done in a lot better kinds of ways, like the "you won't be alone," or you know, just like the elements of it. I was just like, just a lot of it fell flat, but I mean, it was like crafted in a cool way, and there were cool things that like I'll remember from this film. I love the black room and the dudes like walking because they're so fixated. They're not the one dude who like sinks all the way down. He's not even like worried at all. He's still just completely fixated on her. So there is this cool,
totally boned up.
Yeah, totally. There is this like something alien is going on, and then and I really love the scene where everyone's like under, or the two guys are like under the water, and like what the fuck is going on? It was just a cool like idea, and even when he puts the girl in the van, but it's this big white room, Matrix style, whatever. I mean, something alien, something weird is going on. And I thought that was cool. And even her design at the end, the way she peels off the skin and it's just this kind of black being, that was cool. I don't know. I just in the end, I felt like it was a little too slow and didn't give me enough of anything really to make it feel like it was totally worth it. But with that, I'll give it a 3 out of 5. Like, the craft is there. I don't have any problem with performances or music or design or look or anything like that. Like, there's no major flaw other than it's just really slow and doesn't really have a really strong point, I think. So
does that account for the code or no?
You're not getting the code because you got the dong.
So you're doing a wash.
Well, yeah, they wash each other.
There's a lot more dong than there was other.
So yeah, there's a lot of dong. To be fair, though, I mean, if anything, I mean, Scarlett Johansson, I mean, those are some.
That's a get.
Top quality yabos. Just saying. Whoa.
The woman's perspective.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, if you're a woman and you can't appreciate Scarlett Johansson's yabos, then I don't know what to tell you. Bob, out of 5. We're gonna rate this under
That's
the skin.
the hill to die on, right there.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I think I just like this movie better than both of you guys. It does not bother me that there's not like a super defined point. I just don't need that or want that from this movie. I have a much better time just contemplating it after the fact, after having watched it. That is really satisfying to me. I think it's just a really interesting idea to have this alien life force come down that's at the top of the food chain, and as she experiences humanity, by wearing a skin suit, decides to sort of embrace humanity and explore it in like an anthropological way. And then, it meets nice people and also terrible people, which does lead to her end, which is, ain't that just the way? That is sort of life. It's also like me reading into it, like them sort of being potentially made of like dark matter, and the idea that like, our life force will continue on. Energy cannot just be depleted or stamped out. And the idea that these people are like being absorbed back into the universe in a way for them to like feed on. Like how these aliens work. I don't know. Like, it's just really interesting to me to think about it. Also very interesting visually when her skin comes off at the end of the movie and like you just see this formless black, almost stone-like creature. I think that looks badass. These people getting like sucked into this abyss and like floating around and like dissolving and eventually like imploding. All that shit works really well for me. I think it's a beautifully shot movie. I really do love the score quite a bit. Also, like to speak on Scarlett Johansson's performance, it's like there's not a ton of dialogue, but there are like almost certain scenes filled with like micro expressions where you can tell she's like turning her charm off while she's trying to lure people in the van, and then switches it off whenever they're like, nah, I got to get to the grocery store or whatever. And then she's like, fuck, and then goes back to her like stone cold alien face and drives off or whatever. So like she does deliver like a muted performance, I guess, but like there are like layers to it that I think work really well for this. Also, like I'm pretty sure this was after her like Marvel, like she started in her Marvel role as Black Widow. So like for her to like take a role like this where she's naked in it quite a bit, it's like pretty daring. It takes a lot of balls to do that, period. But also like at her level of fame, I think there's just like another level of guts that it takes to do something like this. So kudos to her. Yeah, I just find this movie really generally interesting. So I don't know. I'll give this a 3.5, but I'm giving half star for all that damn hog. I'm bringing the feminine perspective tonight, boys. Half star for the hog. It's a 4 out of 5 from you, boy Bob. And
I don't know if that's the feminist perspective.
Hey, I hear ladies out there saying if you're going to show titties in a movie, you might as well show me that dick. Hang that
This
hog,
movie's not
boy.
afraid to show every dick in the movie.
Hey, couldn't layer it up, Show me that hog.
We're really trying to counterbalance some disparities here with this film.
You're damn right. Four for me out of 5. That's going to put our aggregate at a 3.4 from Under the Skin. Let's jump over to our Rotten Tomatoes segment and see what the critics and users have to say.
Certified.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Rotten Tomatoes segment in which I'm going to have these gents guess within the best of their abilities what the aggregate positive score is on RottenTomatoes.com for Under the Skin, starting with the tomatometer or the critics, and then moving on later to the popcorn meter or the poop meter or the users. So out of the critics and the tomatometer, there are 259 reviews counted. Keep that number in mind as you make your wagers. Bob, I'm going to start with you tonight. What percentage of those 259 reviews would you say are positive?
This probably is one for the critics because it is artsy fartsy. It's got a big name in it. It looks pretty. How high is this going to be? This might be pretty high. I will take The Boys 86 Project, please.
Okay, well, you know what that
69 dudes.
means. I'm going to play the wrong bump.
That's what that means.
Damn, that bump's getting a lot of accidental play tonight.
Somebody's just got 69 on the brain. I don't know who it is, but somebody
I don't know why.
Here.
What about this film would prompt such a thing? I just don't know. Soju, how about you? 86 is on the board. Where are you going with it?
I do think this is going to be high because it's got especially for the critics, you've got the height of the artsy fartsy scene. Plus you got Scarlett Johansson with the yabos out here. So, I mean, all these film critic nerds are going to give it a plus.
Plus a half star.
And plus a half
These
star. Fucking
sexless
nerds.
dorks who review
nerds.
So I do think it's going to be high, but 86, that's right there. I'll take the risk. I'm going to $1, Bob, just $1 and say 87.
You whore.
Ooh, 87. All right. I had it going the other direction.
Dudes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. There are 69 dudes.
There's always
Well,
69
one of you
dudes.
is very, very close. Actually, you're both very close, but one of you is closer. 3 percentage points away from the correct answer. That correct answer is 83%.
Damn
Bob's going to take this one. It's certified.
One last
too.
disguise.
Yeah, baby.
53.
There you go.
Just, whatever.
Nailed it.
Why
Yeah.
not?
Hell
Well done,
yeah.
Bob.
Bud.
Let's move over to the poop meter where the users live. There are 25,000 plus ratings on the poop meter. Starting with Soju this time, what percentage are positive?
I think it's going to be lower than the critics, maybe significantly lower. I'll just take a 75.
75.
One last disguise.
All right, great. Bob, how about you?
Nailing it. This is definitely going to be lower. How low? You said 75, Juice?
Yep.
70. It's pretty slow. It's a little on the fartsy side.
A little.
How's the
I
tooth?
think,
long in the tooth?
It's a tad long in the tooth and full of farts. So,
long in the tooth and full of farts. The Bob story.
I'm gonna
Sounds hot.
sign me
Sounds
up.
like Bob's dream girl right there.
God damn. Oh man, I feel like
Bob would get in that van, I'll tell you that.
No wonder it's a 4 out of 5.
get me in that van now, dog. I gotta give me one of those vans.
Let me
though.
Fill
smell
that van
that
up with
stank.
farts and get me in it. Give me a toothy
Shove in
bead.
my ass.
Oh my god!
Give me them extra teas, girl.
Oh god!
The female perspective.
Yes.
Jesus Christ!
Here we are.
Oh, fuck.
That's Bob's king. Fill up the van with farts and give me a toothy beach.
Oh, I'm glad we're
special.
really classing up the joint tonight.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Have you heard of our podcast?
It's called Straight Chillin'.
It is. Man, I asked a lot of people over the weekend to check out our podcast. Maybe I shouldn't have asked them to do that.
It was a bad week for that.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Bob, what's your guess?
The under, I think, is the way to go here. So I'll $1 juice with a 74.
Oh man.
Ooh, all right. Well, you guys are significantly further off on this one.
I lost
The
them.
correct answer is 55%. Bob's
55?
going to sweep this.
Oh damn, Swifty
I'm
5.
over here sweeping,
Yep,
baby.
that's right.
Sweeping out.
69, dudes!
Well, I guess it's an appropriate week to sweep some skeet, eh? Boys?
That's somebody's
Ain't
got to
that-
mop the slop.
Ain't that just the way? God damn.
I mean, after that toothy beach and the fart-filled van, I'll give it to you, Bob.
I mean, that van is totaled after that. Let me tell you what. It just got,
Damn.
there's no cleaning it.
Jesus. The critics' consensus reads as follows. Its message may prove elusive for some, but with absorbing imagery and a mesmerizing performance from Scarlett Johansson, Under the Skin is a haunting viewing experience.
Was it a little too elusive for you guys? Did I just get it? Did I get
Oh shit!
it?
Is it
elusive.
about casual
I was not
sex?
haunted by this film.
It could also be about casual sex.
Very It Follows vibes in this, honestly. So yeah.
Could be. Well, yeah, because it could be about like, oh, you know, she's that's what she's looking for. She's into it, so she does like seduce people. But no, that I mean,
She does
then the
not give
men
off the
face the
impression of being
danger.
into it.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Nope. Scratch that. Thought I might have had a new revelation there. Never mind.
No revelations for us.
Nope.
Why start now? All right, let's read a negative review and see if it has any merit or any funnies in it. How about this one? If Johansson had been asked to speak to Glasgow residents in depth about their lives and conditions, their thoughts and feelings, Under the Skin might have had genuine value. What?
Yeah, why? I don't want to. She just wants to eat them. I don't, like, tell me your life story. That doesn't make any sense. And who cares?
She's hunting them. I don't understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
How was the
Just
soccer match
meat.
or the football match,
Yeah.
guy?
Tell me about your needs, and then I'm going to suck the marrow and innards out of your skin for food sustenance. How about that?
Damn, Randy. Say that again, but slower.
I'm
Where are you
say
gonna
as
suck
slow
it
as
out
you can. Don't tempt.
How
Don't
many?
tempt.
How many teeth
Here we go.
you got?
Oh, I got at least 3
How
teeth.
do
buddy.
you have? How many teeth do you have?
I'm from Florida, so it's less
That's a
than
normal question
national
to ask
average. All right, let's read one more. The film's curiosities lose out to the weird imperceptibleness of the characters and plot. Curiosities lose out to the weird imperceptibleness of the characters and plot. I mean, I don't know. It's a little hard to parse, maybe. So maybe there's some merit to that. But
Yeah, it's a broad movie. You make of it what you wanna, or you don't, and then you say this movie fucking sucks.
movie fucking sucked.
Fucking sucks.
Man, that sucks!
Man, that sucks.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck
It's
this
art.
segment, Bob.
Anything is
How's your-
anything. Okay.
Okay.
I got
Let's
some
not
trivia.
quote Parks and Rec when we talk art. Bob, tell me about that trivia real quick.
Let's do it.
It's totally time for trivia.
All right, there. So Scarlett Johansson, I got a little quote from her talking about deciding to take this role and go nude. She says, I think in some ways you have to look at the nudity and sort of assume that it's going to be a screenshot for someone. And you kind of have to weigh the value of the risk that you're taking, you know? Is this gratuitous? Is this a vanity project? Is this an important part of this character's journey to self-discovery? What's the gain? She ultimately did decide that it was right for the character and was worth the risk. So,
All right.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think it's tastefully done for sure.
I
Like,
think,
Yeah, I don't think it feels like it's exploited, especially her.
No.
I mean, she's a kind of a symbol in a way of. sexiness, I would say.
Would you say that?
I would say that.
I would say that she's more sex symbol than person, says Soji.
God damn. That was
Definitely
a joke.
Didn't say that. And was said by Randy for himself.
I attribute that to the appropriate person.
But no, I guess she felt something really important in this story.
So.
It's
Yeah.
interesting, yeah.
Yeah, hell
I'd
of a
love to
role.
know what it was. Like, I want to know what she got out of the story. Like, if there is any information on that. But I guess we'll have to dig up some interviews for that, maybe.
Yeah. I didn't go super deep into the interview, but that's what I got.
Well, Bob, all right, that's fine, I guess.
I guess if you only want to wear 12 pieces of flair,
I guess that's the kind of journalists we are, just half-ass.
Yes.
That's not
half is generous, I feel.
quarter. Apparently the opening voiceover used was actually a recording of Scarlett Johansson working on her English accent. It didn't sound particularly English to me.
You mean at the beginning when she's learning the words or
exactly.
whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But that was trivia. So Eva Green, Gemma Arterton, January Jones, Abby Cornish, and Olivia Wilde were all considered to play the female in this.
Eva Green, I could see.
Yeah.
She's got that sinister look.
She does, dude. Her eyes, yeah.
Yeah, her eyes would be
I think
really
January
good
Jones
at.
could do that too.
And
probably.
she's very good at like switching it too, about being seductive, being neutral, and being menacing just with the eyes.
Yeah.
I think she could have done a good job.
I don't know. I kind of like that she's not hyper menacing, or very, very few moments is this character being portrayed as menacing, except
true.
in action. It's in action, not in her demeanor. So I don't know if you need that, because that might really hard tie her to the idea of a villain, where she really isn't in this movie.
Yeah.
Not in the same way.
I think she could. It would be probably a different take, but still interesting. Apparently, this was in January of 2020, so I guess before COVID probably shut this shit down pretty hard. But Silver Reel and A24 were in a bidding war for the rights to make a TV adaptation of this movie, and Silver Reel ended up winning. I don't even really know who the fuck Silver Reel is. But they said they were going to focus more on the novel, but also be respectful of the film's take. Obviously, the show, to my knowledge, has not been made. I don't know if you guys have heard about that at all.
I guess it would take knowing more about the book, but like, I do not see this as an ongoing series. The only way that would work is if it turned into like fucking V or one of those serialized alien dramas that are way chintzier than.
I believe
this.
there's a lot more in the novel that happens. I don't know what it is. Haven't read it.
Oh, really?
So maybe there's enough there to justify a show, but I don't know.
I'm never going to read it, so I'm just going to read a plot synopsis real quick.
Attaboy.
Okay. All right. See you in a few.
Boy. The men that were lured into the van by Scarlett Johansson were not actors. Apparently, Jonathan Glazer had hidden cameras installed in the van and only informed the men afterwards that they were in a movie. I guess that's true for everybody but the man with the tumors on his face. Because, I don't know, man. That doesn't... Because they're in like other scenes outside of the van, unless maybe he's just talking about a handful of folks he did that with, perhaps. But I don't know.
It probably will. I mean, I think there's a lot of dudes that get into the van for the course of the film. And I think him in particular is clearly like that's a turning point for the film, and it's kind of a specific dude you need. That's an actor named Adam Pearson, by the way, who's also in that movie A Better Man. That got a lot of attention last year.
Does he really? Is his face really like?
Yeah, he's
that,
really got a craniofacial.
Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay.
I don't know much about him beyond that, but
just a little. It seems like this might be an added element to the novel. That's like about why it feels maybe a little deeper. Is that she's sent by a rich corporation on an alien planet to kidnap humans in order to turn them into meat that is that's like a delicacy on her planet and is very expensive. So it sounds like it's more specifically maybe critiquing meat consumption or like the rich, you know, like buying up. Yeah. And so it seems like there's a little bit more depth going on there. Or at least like a little something more pointed to say,
Yeah. different kind of point to make. This definitely doesn't seem like it touches on any of that. Still like, this film doesn't tell you at all what their bodies are being used for. They're just being used up somehow.
Yeah.
Speaking of your boy Adam Pearson, he said whenever he was running naked through the fields of Scotland, it was shot at 3:00 in the morning and was extremely cold. Boy was hanging dong. Feel bad for him.
I'll bet, man.
One hypothesis.
That's always the excuse. So no.
I mean, it did look cold.
Stop making excuses for yourself.
One hypothesis, which is just wrong, suggests that the female is actually a Selkie, Selkie, instead of an alien. Selkies are mythological creatures found in Scottish, Irish, and Icelandic folklore. They are said to live as seals in the sea, but shed their skin to become human on land. Selkies are described as being very beautiful in their human form, and therefore having great seductive powers. The hypothesis is obviously just ignoring most of this movie, but that's kind of, I never heard of a
never
Selkie.
gets back in the water.
Classic IMDb trivia section. Just here's something that here's a dot I connected that definitely doesn't matter.
It is. I just never heard of a Selkie, and that's just interesting. That's
me
why
neither.
But that's like somebody just wanted to show off what they knew what that was.
Kind of like an
on the
alternative
IMDb
to a
section.
mermaid in a way. Kind of like a alternative mermaid kind of deal. I guess.
Well, I've got another little
That's
point
a
that doesn't matter,
Silky.
but I'm gonna fucking say it. Hawaiian Silky. Fucking deep pulls over here. So another hypothesis is that the female is a Baobhan Sith, Baobhan Sith, which is a female fairy in folklore in the Scottish Highlands. They appear as beautiful women who seduce their victims before attacking and killing them. One recurring motif in stories about them is that they appear almost immediately after males express their desire for female companionship. Ooh.
There's a lot of mythical creatures that are sexy women that eat you. I've come to find.
There's a lot of
that's
lonely
like
dudes
actually
out there.
I could see like the story like the book like factoring that into like, okay, maybe this is one of the areas where they hunt the most, so that folklore developed around the reality that
sure,
something like that.
Cool.
Scots taste the best. They have the best meat, so that's where they're
Haggis
hunting
fish.
all.
Real
It's
nice.
those plump
Everyone
asses
knows
we were
that.
talking about earlier.
Got a great ass. That's all the trivia I have. Let's talk about Cooter of the Week.
Straight chillin'. Cooter of the week.
Juice. What is a Cooter and why do we hunt them?
Whoa, Bob. Cooter's character type. On straight chillin'. Exclusive. Cooter has to hit 3 of these 5 points to be considered a Cooter, but we want the Cooter with the most points. The 5 points of Cooterdom are sexual deviance, manipulation, smug arrogance, overall looking attire, and overall patheticness. Boys, I'm not so sure, but I'm going to start off by nominating the guy at the end, the logger.
Oh, the rapist.
Yeah, it's really
What an interesting choice.
Yes.
Well, I guess we should give him sexual deviance, I guess.
So sexual deviance for sure.
Very begrudging of you.
I guess.
So, but I mean, we don't get a lot of time with him.
No.
He's kind of, you know what though? I would say maybe he's a little manipulative too, because he meets her before.
Yeah.
When she's on the trail and he's trying to be all kind of nice about it. And he's like, oh, you know, you got 2,000 acres to explore. Just you'll be safe. And doesn't he say something like, you're totally safe out here or something like that? I don't know.
You won't run into anybody.
He's buttering her up a little bit.
He's being a real piece of shit.
He's playing cat and mouse with her or whatever, like feeling it out. And then makes his horrible fucking move. So
manipulation.
Definitely manipulative.
I believe that. He seems like a
Patheticness, absolutely.
slimy dude.
Just, I feel like patheticness is easy to tack on to a fucking rapist, you piece of shit.
Yeah. And also, he's a total bitch, and as soon as he sees an alien, his instinct is to just light it on fire like a bitch.
What's wrong with him?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, he's a rapist. That's number one.
I think that'd be the top of my list.
And he dresses like a logger, so
I mean, is he really a logger?
Not a log. I don't have a log.
not the sense of you mean.
Not the sense of you mean. Oh my God!
'Tis the season to be merry.
Yeah. Oh shit.
That's not my name.
Oh shit.
I'm Soju the man.
Can we just
Soju
talk
the
about
Mary.
Christmas Vacation the rest of this episode?
Yeah.
One day
So-
we're just gonna cover.
He's
There's
definitely a
Jason mask in
cooter.
that.
He's definitely a cooter for sure.
All right.
He's a cooter.
All right.
Put him
All
away.
right. We'll lock him away. Was there anybody else? I mean, do we want to nominate the main woman?
The
She's
woman?
manipulating.
We can go through the steps. Yeah. So yeah, she's
I think so, yeah.
manipulating
She's
people.
Sexually manipulating people.
So sexual deviance,
Using her sexual
manipulation.
And no arrogance, like kind of
Yeah.
blank slate.
Yeah,
on
doesn't
the-
really have any kind of thoughts, it seems.
Yeah. Pathetic.
Patheticness? She gets lit on
Maybe.
fire.
But yeah, I mean,
What a pathetic person to be lit on fire. No, I don't know. Like, thing is, like, she's a babe in the woods, kind
Yeah,
of. Like,
you
she doesn't, like, quite literally a babe in the woods at many points in this film. But she's like not. She's a fish out of water. She's adapting, but she's not. I don't think it's pathetic to not know your way through a foreign
yeah.
situation.
I mean, she does
to you.
pretty good for the most part, navigating, like
so, yeah.
driving around, picking up dudes, doing.
She
what
just doesn't.
what
She knows how
wants.
to be with people when she wants to seduce them and take them to the place because she's kind
Yeah.
of programmed into that. But she doesn't know how to interact with people in other ways, and she starts to learn that and learn the value
She
of
can't
that. as
even
things.
eat cake.
That's pathetic.
That's pathetic. Pathetic.
That's
That sound you hear is all of the gluten-free people turning
I
off the
know.
podcast.
Aww.
Juice. Do you see what you've done?
I guess.
Looking attire.
I guess.
She's out there.
Looking at Tiger. I'm not even,
Look
wearing
at
a
Tyra.
coat.
she's not.
good.
She doesn't even.
She's not even wearing a coat.
Doesn't even have ears.
She looks like Scarlett Johansson naked, so that's good.
Well, naked,
All right.
she looks like a fucking
Stone.
I don't know, like a
sculpture or something.
piece of ebony rock. You know, like doesn't look like a real person.
Charcoal.
Randy.
Yeah.
So 2 out of 5.
2 out of 5. Yeah,
I don't think she
manipulation
qualifies.
and sexual
Yeah.
deviancy. Yeah.
What about the bad man, the motorcycle pimp?
We don't
We
know,
don't know
anything
anything,
about him.
We know he leaves a fucking child to drown to death. We know he kills that guy for the sin of being let go by her.
Yeah.
Adam Pearson's character.
Give manipulation,
manipulation.
for sure.
Okay.
Smug arrogance, probably, I guess.
Tough to say on that.
Kind of, yeah, I don't know. Pathetic to leave a
I
child.
don't like
to
him,
die.
so I want to give him that.
Yeah, you want it, yeah.
Yeah.
Not helping a kid, yeah, pathetic.
But I mean, what's he gonna do with the kid? Take him
leave
and
it on
eat
a
the kid?
doorstep. Don't leave it on a beach. Like, I don't know. Yeah,
They're just meat, Bob.
I mean, yeah, that is. Ain't that
Mean
just
isn't
the
part
way?
of the Cooter code necessarily.
Well, that's
So-
why I'm curious to see, like, if the woman had survived. They don't ever take women, so do they, I guess they don't eat the females. I don't know.
Men just taste better.
Oh, you know it, brother.
Extra meat.
Up top. The dude at the end. I mean, we just don't know
Or
enough.
tasty snacks.
It's the
folks.
rapist. We're gonna go ahead and call
Yeah,
the rapist
we-
the King Cooter.
he's
I think
the Cooter.
can
We
settle
got him.
that.
Lock him
We
up.
got him.
Throw away the
We
key.
got his
Burn
ass.
his
We
ass
got his
alive. You know, do whatever you want to do.
Damn.
Hey, let's do the most important segment of the entire show and talk about what we've been watching this week.
Hey gang, what you been watching?
Ran Diesel. What you been watching?
Well, I have been watching again, not too much this week. Just a lot going on. I've mostly been trying to burn through Twin Peaks because I'm going to be speaking with our friend Nicole on Light and Shadow about that.
Whoa,
in an
big
upcoming
time.
episode. I know. I'm excited, and I haven't watched some of these in many years. So enjoying myself with that. I've been watching The Pit season 2, keeping up with that. Just still a great show. Hasn't worn out its welcome with me yet. Watched Together, like I mentioned earlier, for Plug It Up. So that's in the can. And then last but not least, I did watch the first episode of the BBC adaptation of Lord of the Flies. Lord of the Flies was one of my favorite books in high school, so I was pretty excited to see a modern adaptation of that. And it's interesting so far. Seems from my limited memory, but it seems pretty devoted to the source material. It's only
When
4
was that
episodes.
made?
It's current. Like they just
it's
came out.
happening now. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I had to watch it through like BBC channels or whatever. Like so. So again, I've only watched 1 out of 4 episodes so far, but the kid actors in this are very, very good. For being kid actors, and it seems like truly like there are definitely like whole bits of dialogue that feel completely directly lifted, if not all of it. I have no idea for sure, but so I appreciate that to some degree, and it's like beautifully shot to most of it. There's like some weird fish islands thing that it starts with that I was worried was going to be the whole movie. It was kind of hurting my head a little bit to start, but we'll see where that goes. And really, that's it for me. Not a whole lot more than that. So,
Watch
Soju, you
more,
want to take it up from
Randy.
here?
The librarian depends on it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
My life depends on it.
Juice, what you been watching?
I watched an old Korean film from 1965 called A Bloodthirsty Killer. So the Korean Film Archives have a free YouTube page where they have just a ton of old Korean movies, even up until the 90s, though. So it's not all like 60s stuff, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. And they all have like English subtitles and stuff like that. So I watched that film. And you might be hearing my thoughts on it coming up eventually. So we'll just tease that.
Maybe in a few weeks. I don't know.
Well, I don't. We'll
I
see.
don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
I have no idea
We don't
what
know.
you're talking about. I watched an animated film that was up for the Oscars this year. It's called Arco. I believe it's French animated film. And I don't know. I wasn't that hot on it, to be honest with you. It's okay, but it's got a very particular style, and it honestly kind of reminded me of something I'd see out of like the late 70s or early 80s. Like the color palette was just like in that realm, and it's like futuristic. There's like robots taking care of people and stuff like that. But like it's weird. There's this kid and he flies around into the past using this like rainbow cape, and it's all very colorful. There are these like kind of bad guy-esque villains that they all just like, one's in a blue suit, one's in a bright red suit, one's in a bright yellow suit or something. It's just the color palette is very like late 70s. It was weird. I don't know. It wasn't, and the animation style was kind of freaking me out a little bit. So it was okay, but I don't know, Oscar worthy. I was a little kind of confused by that, honestly. So didn't think it lived up to the hype, and it lost to K-pop Demon Hunters. There you go, Frenchmen.
Who'd you have to pay off for that to
Can't
happen?
stand up to us Koreans.
Us Koreans. God in heaven.
You hear that, Tony? I'm talking to you,
So
my boy Tony.
We've offended the Scots. We've
Now you're
offended the
listening.
Koreans.
We're American. If we're not offending other countries, do we even exist?
No.
We truly do not.
And I watched Sentimental Value, which is also an Oscar nominated film, and that was really good. It's about an actress, a woman who's got some daddy issues, and her daddy is a director, and he wants her to be in her movie, and she says no, and then he shows her, and he hires some other actress, and she doesn't like that.
Oh boy!
But yeah,
Wow! Oh
that was
boy!
a good. That was a good movie. That was a good movie. That was good. That was a good movie. And the only other thing I've been watching is the Oscars right now as we're casting this. It's on Disney Plus Live, and I just have the sound off, and I just keep switching back and forth. And another live update: Ryan Coogler just won for Best Original Screenplay. So there you go.
That's well deserved.
For
I think.
Sinners.
Nice.
Yeah. So Horror's doing well. We got 2 Frankenmangs, and we got 1 Sinners and 1 Weapons so far. So So pretty good.
Maybe horror's back. I don't know. I'm just not sure.
Maybe the train is back, Bob.
We all know that horror left us for a great
long time.
We just had a dry spell of no horror for years.
Nobody wanted to be afraid.
That's why we couldn't record episodes. That's why we're back today.
That's why we stopped recording. That's why we shut up for so long.
We're back.
You remember that? You remember when we stopped running?
Remember that hiatus we took? That was
oh my god.
Bob, what you been watching?
Been watching a few things here. I revisited that movie Nightcrawler with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, that's a great one.
That's a good ass movie. I hadn't seen it in a long time.
We could cover that one.
We could. I was thinking the same thing when I was watching. I was like, damn, this is more horror than I remembered it being, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
No, yeah, he's a real piece.
It also makes me think of Frank and Charlie playing Nightcrawlers in bed.
Oh, God.
That's a different
just
horror
bonus
story.
Just bonus.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a good movie. If you haven't seen Nightcrawler, it's more along the, I guess, thriller side of things, but it's totally worth watching. It's a fucked up story. Check it out. Also, Jake Gyllenhaal
looks so emaciated in that movie. It's crazy.
Gyllenhaal, yeah, he's on the thin side for sure. He does. I guess he changes. He beefs up for certain roles, but a lot of them he is kind of a skinny dude. He does a good job in like anything, though. Really, like I don't know that I've seen.
He's pretty good in most of his work, for sure.
Yeah, he does some good shit.
I mean, Bubble Boy. Mwah.
We got to review Bubble Boy. It's more horror than I remember.
Did we cover Donnie Darko? Did we do that?
Not yet.
I don't think we have. No, we should just do a Gyllenhaal poll. Pitching it.
We could,
yeah.
Nightcrawler,
Bubble Boy,
and Donnie Darko, and Bubble Boy. There
Donnie
you go.
Darko.
Get along. Darkit.
What the fuck was that?
Donnie Darkit, you know?
Did something damage the speech center of your brain this week? Or
no,
what?
that's how I prefer to call the movie.
I won't yuck your yum.
Thank you. I also watched Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which is that Game of Thrones, I guess, spinoff. It's like technically a prequel. It happens before all the Game of Thrones stuff.
Just keep going backwards, baby.
Yeah. Have you guys seen any of that?
No, I'm vaguely familiar with the premise because like a YouTube channel that I watched when Game of Thrones was on, it would do like breakdowns of the plot of the books versus the plot of the movie. Anyway, so I wound up watching some breakdowns of the story that these are based on. And I'm interested to watch it. I'm really interested because the tone of it is supposed to be so different.
Yeah, it's pretty different. Yeah, it's very light. It's breezy. It's actually got a decent amount of comedy in it. Each episode is like 30 to 40 minutes long, and there's only 6 of them. So I mean, it's not very long, or it's just really easy to sit down and just blast through them, which is what I did this weekend. I had zero interest in watching this whatsoever, and then everybody I know is like, "You should watch it. It's really good." Yeah. So I was like, "Okay, fucking, I guess I'll check it out." And yeah, it was enjoyable.
Peer pressure, huh, Bob?
I was pressured by my peers to watch it.
You should sell your blues, Bob. You should do it. You should really sell those blues, Bob. You got to sell those blues.
The man.
Where did Bob go wrong? Were he in his...
All right,
I could not. I would have nowhere to put those blues.
Yeah. There's a lot of them. Yeah, that was a fun show, though. I would recommend checking it out if you were into Game of Thrones or whatever. It reminds me a little bit of A Knight's Tale in its like tone, I guess. It's not like modernized in any way, but kind of like that. You're just following this dude who's like not a great knight trying to do some knight shit. So pretty cool. I also, this past Friday was a Friday the 13th, and I threw on Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, because that is what the fellas wanted to watch. And
Oh, shut up, Ralph.
it is better than I recall. Still not a
that's
great
shocking to hear.
movie, but honestly, kind of fun. Like, if you know what you're getting into, and you're like, okay, we're spending most of this movie on a boat, and then they finally get to Manhattan at the last 20 or so minutes, 25 minutes, whatever, and like some pretty goofy, fun stuff happens. It's not terrible.
If they just called it Jason Takes to the Sea, and then you accidentally wind up in Manhattan, then it's kind of awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be a nice surprise at the end instead of you sitting there wait for an hour going like, where the fuck is Manhattan?
Fireworks factory now!
But better than I remembered it being anyways. And also, I watched about 13 hours worth of movies at the Jacksonville Horror Film Festival. Like I said, I'll be talking about all that shortly. Dudes, I saw a found footage movie, a little tease for you. I saw a found footage movie that doesn't have distribution yet. They said it'll be out sometime this year, though. And Rand Diesel, I think you would like it. I know you're a found footage nut.
But not
I
me.
am a nut for the found footage. Is there a premise that you want to share? Okay.
Yeah. I'll brief little set. It's called The Killing Cell. It's the name of the movie.
Okay.
And it is set in 2006, and this group of friends want to...
It's when you guys graduated high school.
Us guys, not you,
That's
but
when,
us.
yeah, it's when you were teething.
Definitely not me. I was about
Weird.
7 years old at the time.
Weird. And this group of friends, they want to go into this old, abandoned, broken down prison and shoot some spooky footage. And there's like an old tale that there's like a couple hidden jail cells where they would do like nefarious things, and they're gonna go in and ultimately
Some
try
of those
and find
nefarious
those.
jail cells.
Yeah. So yeah, it's good. It's good shit. Keep your eyes peeled for that, and maybe once it does get distribution, we can maybe have the filmmakers on and chat about it. I think it made me think of you, Randy, because I know what you like.
You know what Daddy likes.
I'll be talking about more of that
Bob
stuff.
knows what Randy likes.
That's what I've been watching.
All right.
We did it.
We
We
did it.
delivered the goods.
We did it. We do have one voicemail to get to, so let's jump over to our Hotline Screams.
Hotline Scream.
If you guys would like to call and leave a voicemail to be featured on next week's show, hit us up at 904-638-3231. We're going to hear from Showboy Midnight Mike. Let's hear what he's got to say.
What's up, boys? It's Midnight Mike. So first I have to address my last call. After I heard it, I was like, Jesus Christ, don't call a little drunk and a little high, because I literally said in the beginning of the call that Scream 7 was fine. And then later in the call, I said it was a great movie. It was not a great movie. When I heard it, I was like, what the fuck? Why did you say that? It was fine because I've never seen a Scream movie in theaters. And then I saw it with my teenage son. So like that, it was fun, but the movie was terrible. Second, I saw The Devil. Now that was a great movie, and my brother has been telling me to watch that for years, and I watched it because you guys were covering it, and it was a great movie, an actual great movie. Influencers. So I started watching that because Bob had said some stuff about it. And I got a third of the way through it, and I said to myself, my wife would like this movie. So we watched it, and then we watched the second one. Those movies are a lot of fun. So Randy, make sure you watch Influencers, the second part. And anytime I see that freaking dumb freaking hockey player from Letterkenny being the same guy, it makes me smile. And lastly, back to my 80s, 90s nostalgia watches, I finished Critters 1 through 4, and they got the formula right. Like the first one was like small town, likable characters, a furry alien that eats people, Bee Wallace being the hot mom we all loved from the 80s. It was fantastic. And then part 2, they bring back the young kid from the first one, who actually, I did not know this till I looked it up, is the voice actor for Steve Smith, the kid in American Dad, which I thought that was pretty cool. And they kept the anchor of those, like, he's a very special guy from the first one to the second one. And then in part 3, they're like, let's bring the critters to the big city. And they keep that anchor character there too, it was a lot of fun. I really liked the big city.
And cut off.
Yeah, he did. He did call back just to reiterate. All 4 Critters movies are fucking bangers, and you should watch them all. Also, the second one is an Easter movie, which Easter's around the corner.
Whoa!
Oh,
check
I
it
don't
out.
think
Put
I've
it on
ever
the
seen
calendar.
I don't think I've seen Critters movie.
Well, check it
Oh,
out.
really? They used to come on USA and Sci-Fi all the fucking
I
time.
don't think so, but it
When I
is.
was
You know
coming
what? Speaking of spring, about time to watch Midsummer coming up. Got some
Yeah.
spring
Midnight
movies
Mass
we
for
gotta
that matter.
watch.
Some Midnight Ass.
Midnight Mass, yeah,
Always time for that.
brother.
Hell
I always miss it. I think this year I'm gonna just put it on.
Just
I
plow
just gotta burn through 10
that
Twin Peaks
Midnight
first.
Ass.
Let's go.
Also,
Also,
we
it's
were
good to know.
talking-
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Good.
I was gonna say, like, also, it's good to know that we hold more sway with you than your brother does. You know, that's always good to hear. I'm glad that we.
We influence the taste. I've been saying this for weeks now.
We're the brothers
Maybe.
that he likes.
Yeah.
We're the good brothers.
We need to start getting paid to influence people's taste. But I was going to say that Jake Gyllenhaal, we have a lot to choose from if we do a poll, because also Zodiac is on there.
Ooh,
we could throw
Prisoners.
Enemies on there again. Randy, you could double down on that one.
I mean, that did no numbers last time, so maybe not.
I did Prisoners with Waxing the Porpoise back in the day.
Dude,
I
Prisoners
wanna see
is
that too.
amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot to choose from, actually. There's that Velvet Buzzsaw or whatever.
Yeah. I did not watch
Nightcrawler. He's got some movies we can choose for sure.
Yeah.
Chillin' Halloween, maybe.
I love.
I don't know about that. Oh, he was in The Bride. I talked about The Bride last Friday.
Oh yeah. Well,
I
his
didn't realize he
sister
was in that.
directed it. Was he a big character in that or no?
Yeah, he is. He actually they shoot fake black and white films that the Frankenstein monster is obsessed with, and Jake Gyllenhaal plays the lead in all of those fake films. So he's playing like a
Interesting.
fake actor in it, and
watch
he's also in the film as well as the actor or whatever. So yeah, that's he plays like a pretty decent supporting role.
That's interesting.
Mhm.
Nice. Well, thanks for calling Midnight
Nice.
Mike. Feel free to call in high and stoned if you want to. Again, I love the realization. Like, why did I say Scream 7 was a great movie?
My reputation. That's akin to our solid 1-star comment that has
Right.
lived
Oh, yeah.
many lives.
That's some funny shit. I also love the hang time he left on the voicemail where he's like, "Yeah, it was okay because I've never seen a Scream movie in a theater."
Yeah, because he gave so much shit.
It's a good
to his
movie if you've
kid
never
for
seen a
not
movie
knowing.
before.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. Not seeing Scream movies.
Yeah,
Funny shit. Yeah,
I
thanks
guess
for
he
calling.
didn't watch 5 or 6 in the theater
In the
that came out in the
theater,
past
yeah.
few years, and then
guess
4
that's
even
true.
too is not that long ago. So
Yeah, 2011, not too long ago. Yeah, also worth watching for sure. Thanks for calling, man. Again, if you guys want to call and leave a voicemail, hit us up at 904-638-3231. Next week, we're going to be back with a brand new show as always. This is going to be another You Pick the Flick. The movie is chosen by your boy Matt S. And the movie is The Lair of the White Worm from 1988, starring your boy
Oh.
Huge Grant.
huge grant.
Man, they got a huge grant for this
The
movie.
massive Grant.
Great. That's awesome.
I've
I
never
thought, is
seen
this
that
is a
movie
documentary
before.
about RFK Jr., isn't it?
Oh my lord!
Fucking hell. Do you guys
Sorry,
have
the easy joke has to go first. That low-hanging fruit's got to fall.
do you guys have any prompts you want to throw out regards to white worms and layers or anything?
No.
No.
Cool. This is
I don't know
nothing.
anything about it, to be honest.
I don't
with you.
you call it this is like a weird folktale-ish feeling kind
Okay.
of movie. So
Okay.
you know, I feel
Is
like
it a
that's
cryptid movie?
kind of appropriate. Maybe, Randy, you got to watch it. But kind of appropriate for springtime. So I don't know, call in with like your favorite folklore type horror flicks, or maybe just more generally springtime horror watches. Hit us up with some of that information. Or just call in and say, hey, maybe Scream 7's a great movie.
Just give me a call.
Call in and make some jokes about white worms and make some dick jokes at us. That'll be great.
Make dick jokes at us. 904-638-3231.
Not about us.
Not about us.
if
How
you want
dare
to,
you?
fuck it.
Please,
How dare
not
you?
I don't care. Fuck it. Fuck it.
I don't care. I love it, actually. It's part of my van kink.
Shed single
Oh,
tear.
God. It's the only thing that works for me.
God damn.
I need those long teeth.
What the hell is wrong with you?
The fart-filled van and
And the white
belittling my dog.
worm.
Yeah, you really got to lay into me good, though. Don't go easy.
Damn.
Check out The Lair of the White Worm from 1988. Get ready for next week's show. And until then, as always, all you mother truckers, please keep chilling.